Okay guys, we're back with you. We finished up our sample paint can, just testing out a few things. It turned out okay. Like I said, it wasn't going to be perfect because we were just testing a few theories with some materials, products, and things just to see. But for just a little art project, it turned out just fine. Plus, we were messing with our spray gun to adjust the fan pattern, kind of figure out things. Of course, we did not sand the primer. We left it kind of bumpy before we sprayed, so we left the can to have a textured pattern. We didn't want to get into all the wet sanding on it and stuff just for a simple, rag can or whatever someone would use it for. So anyways, we'll show it to you. Keep in mind, we weren't trying to make it perfect. But we were just kind of tinkering with some patterns, seeing if, the Rust-Oleum Gold Flake, like single stage paints, if you could spray over the gold if you diluted them down, which seemed to have worked all right. But we also had some gold pearl inside our red paint, so that kind of helped out with some gold shining through too. So here we go. There's the front of it. I'm not sure if you guys can quite see the shine like, in the glitter like we do in person. Sometimes videos and lighting do not do justice, but it goes around, and then we just did the face of it, and then we just kind of hand striped those lines in on the numbers and letters, but I used like one of my kids' like paint brushes from like a art kit, so they didn't turn out super smooth, but they turned out clean enough for, like I said, a little art project like this. We're not gonna nitpick everything. We didn't even get these lines to curve exactly perfect curves. There's kind of jagged bends here or there. We weren't really too concerned about all that. We were just more concerned on I don't know if you guys can see that while I hold you up there. We were concerned on how well the tape we bought worked. More or less, can we put this red over the gold and then have some of the gold come through, which I don't think you're going to see it in the video, but it actually does. It comes through actually just fine, and we'll give you a better shot of the top. So, and then this handle wasn't really turned like this, like straight with these points, and so, and this cap wasn't really centered here either, so we have an even here with this, but in here it's touching here and it's not here. I mean, I didn't notice that this lid wasn't perfectly symmetrical and balanced until we had already kind of started. So hindsight's 20/20, but like I said, for a laundry room lint can, a can for in your shop, you work on cars, it's metal, you can put your rags in there, so if they catch fire, you're not going to catch your whole shop fire, kind of thing. All it is just an old paint thinner container that we turned into a trash can. So there's always something you can do versus throwing out your old cans. I mean, you could probably sell this thing for a little bit if you wanted to, if you're trying to hustle on the side a little bit, you want to make a little extra, you could probably sell these cans for a little bit, and make a bunch. If you had a bunch of these old big paint thinner metal containers, you'd be able to probably get them sold. I don't know. I'm not trying to sell it. I was just doing it for some fun. and also to get used to spraying some paint on this can, because as we will show you, we actually got in a whole nother slew. We got the dent puller that we showed you, but the other day we picked up some Nason. It's we're spraying Chrysler PRC Red Effect, which is a metallic pearl base coat. It's not a it's not like what they call a triple stage where you got spray like pearl and then color and then metallic. It's not like that, or metallic color pearl. It's all in one shot and then you spray it. And then we got some little DTM primer for where we're patching up. We got this this isn't Nason, this is just something I had. It's a silver by Restoration Shop that we're gonna use for part of it. So anyways, and then we got a gallon of clear, a gallon of reducer, tapes, and you know, all that good stuff. And then so what we're working on right now is we're tearing down a Dodge Ram. It's a 98 Dodge Ram. Here, let me not do that, because every time I do that it turns you sideways. Sorry about that, guys. Dodge Ram. Anyway, so you can see there's like dings here. There's a few dings in the hood. Some stuff we gotta patch while we got the DTM. Later, we're not gonna change this piece to red. We're gonna keep this like black film like plastic on here, and I'm just gonna tape off, and then we're gonna cut in this edge with a, you know, a little X-Acto knife, razor knife, as good as we can. Then we're gonna try and fix this plastic. I don't know what this is, but it's like a plastic like coating that they glued over the paint to like kind of take that window with it. And then we'll be heat gunning off these and re-gluing them and stuff like that. We have some dings along the rail right along where the bed liner meets, so we'll be taping that and just pulling the dent from this side best we can. We already took off the tailgate so we could get back in here. We're gonna have to take off that license plate and stuff and this bumper next. You know, things like that. But this is the color that we're gonna be spraying. We're gonna take off these Rams and V8s. We're gonna leave this on because this is straight, but this has like little dips in it. So instead of fighting it, we're just gonna heat gun it, scrape it off, and re-glue it. This all started because somebody hit right here and hit this whole side. You can see they really did a number here. This is probably one of the worst parts that we're gonna have to fix, is this edge of the door here. And yeah, because I'm trying to think if that even will hit right here when I open it. So that might need some readjustment with the door gap. We're not sure yet, but as you can see down there is the silver. I'll show you down here. So we're going to be respraying that silver with the other silver, and then we'll be doing that. And basically we took the clip off so we could get down past the clip, so you don't have, like, you know, any exposed stuff going on. We'll get in here and we'll probably be prepping this edge and back masking to a degree through here, and hitting what we can to kind of blend this out a little bit. I mean, I'm not trying to go up in here too much, but we'll probably stay right along this edge in a little bit. You know, we'll see how much we stay with that edge. And then we'll just leave the hood like that, kind of up. We'll have the whole engine plasticed off and everything. And then what we'll do is we will spray right along this, you know, and then we'll close the hood down, and we'll put like a block in here on here or something to keep it up off of what we're painting. We're not really going to be painting all this other stuff here. We're just kind of, you know, fixing up what we can see needs it. The headlights got to come out, tail lights got to come out next. All this bumper will just stay on because it's down low, nothing there needs painted. But we're going to have, see, like an edge in here, and this piece has some of it under there, so that's got to come off. That's got to come off right there. That's got to come off right there. And I'm hoping these are easy to get off. I'm doing all that tonight, and then tomorrow we're going to start getting this dents. You know, we're going to wire wheel to the metal, so when we use the stud gun, we can stick right to fresh metal on those and pull them out. It's looking pretty good as far as the bottom, the gray, the silver guys. So as far as that, we're probably just gonna guide coat right on it and just kind of buff it down, keep it as quick and smooth as we can, because then the sooner I get this sprayed first, then I can tape from here down, and I can get ready to spray the red second. Because basically I'm going to tape all that lower stuff, and then I'm going to drape, plastic drape it and stick it underneath. And then that way it's blocked for when we're spraying this up here, and we don't have to worry about it getting the red on it. And with spraying the silver down low like this, it'll, you know, if I keep it right, I'll, you know, obviously tape up here too. When I do that, just come up a little ways up each side, but really that only comes around to just here, and then you don't have none across the back, you don't have none across the front. So our main goal is by tomorrow is have all the dents pulled, bondoed, sanded, and have all the gray, the silver sprayed and ready to be taped again down those sides. And then from here up is the only part of the red we're doing. We ordered a gallon just because when you do like bare metal, like where this dent's gonna be, we're gonna have a spot here, and you gotta spray 3 layers to get up to this, and then you basically once over the whole truck to blend it with one coat, because you don't really cut through the color, you just cut through the clear, get down to the color, and then you guide coat, and you lightly hit it with like your 400, 600, 800, whatever you prefer to be underneath, depending on if you're using metallics or you know, regular base, pearl base, things like that, because scratches will show and be really prevalent and show up really like a lot when you're doing metallics and pearls, because they just tend to show the scratches a little different than like a high gloss or a flat paint. So I'm gonna go probably wet sand, not necessarily wet sand, but guide coat and sand with I think I'm gonna go all the way to like 600 or 800, and then that should be plenty good. We're gonna have to pop these windows. If these pop out, we're gonna back mask them with tape and then shut them. That way we have a soft edge coming in here, because we're not gonna we won't quite get in there all the way. We'll get enough to where you know, it won't show up. And the other thing is when since we're changing up the silver, we're gonna have to get right into this edge here on that. So we're gonna have to tape off these door panels inside. We'll just tape off right here to this very inside edge and just tape it off. And then we'll also be taping off right into here, because we're not spraying, we're not jamming the truck. We're gonna clean it all, you know, scrub it, wipe it down so the tape will stick real good, because as you see, it's not too bad. And on a job like this, it's not like we're doing a classic, so we're trying to get like the best job but not spend weeks on end doing it. We're just trying to, you know, this is an everyday AB vehicle. This is a work truck. It doesn't need the craziest work over, but it needs a good one. And there's nothing wrong with that. It ain't gonna hurt us. Take a little time. Like I said, there's a few dents like this that we got the stud gun to pop. This is probably going to be our biggest nightmare, because as you can see, this hit right here, and I may have to grind this down and then build it back out with the welder, which is not an easy task. And then I'm gonna have to hit like these little chips, you know, going up the edges. There's gonna be a few little things like that. You can see there's a little ding there that can just, we won't pop it, we'll just put a little finger dab of some body filler, things like that. The whole truck already had clear coat peeling. And then you see there's like, I don't know if you guys can see this, let's see. Anyways, this looks really doled out because there's a lot of brush, like brush scratches going down it. You know, from raking like bushes and stuff, you know, out hunting, going to cabins, whatever. And that may happen again. But we'll see, because we also gotta take off the mirrors. But we'll see, because the I don't think my buddy, he's really good at taking care of his stuff. This was his grandpa's rig before his grandpa passed, and I think that has a big factor in why it's getting redone, along with the fact that he just put a new motor, a rebuilt block in it, right behind a rebuilt transmission. You can see he's bought an extra air intake to put on here as a way to, because he wasn't passing the smog, there's cracks in that, so basically he had to get a new Can-Am air intake, and he's doing what I'm doing with my rig. He's basically taking an old rig and he's getting it back in shape for a few $1,000 versus buying one for 70 to 100K. And that's kind of what we do when you don't want to spend 70, 100K. You spend 20, 30, fix up your own rig, get it back to where it's brand new. I mean, I don't know how y'all feel out there, but I feel like life's too damn expensive when you have projects like this that you want to get done that are like a lot nicer car. I consider being a classic, and that's a bomber. consider a bomber because it's, you know, got the 40s, and stuff like that. It's, to me, I would rather just rebuild my whole rig, save a bunch of money, put it into another car. Here you guys can see, here's a long dent in the tailgate. We're going to be taking stencils of the Dodge and the 4x4, and we're actually going to, instead of stickering them, we're going to paint them on here just like how we cut out for the can. We're going to do some silver there, and then we're going to clear it, and then we're going to scuff it again, tape over it, cut it out, and transfer stencils and stuff. And then we're going to cut it out just like it looks, but this time, instead of being raised like a decal, it'll actually be smooth and painted on there. You can clear coat decals in and make it smooth, but when you do that, you gotta expect that you're gonna basically re-scuff the whole car, and then you're gonna clear, scuff, clear to get it smooth, you know. Now, if I go and paint it in there and I don't have that raised sticker there to begin with, as soon as that red goes on there, I'm gonna have a little edge in here, but that'll fill in a lot easier than trying to top over, and build like a smooth bridge, because then it has to build up, and it has to build up all the way out here and basically like feather over this both ways, versus if it's a low paint, it just fills in the letters until it gets to this surface. Instead of having to try and build this surface over that, you're building this surface of the lettering up to this, which to me, I feel is a lot better because it's easier to fill in. Like if these were concaved, it'd be easier for that material to float in there and layer in there level, and then just build up till it's level, and then you just, you know, do your 1,000 grit, 2,000, whatever, and then do your flow coat, you know, which we may be flow coating this truck. You would think that's crazy, but you know, if we're gonna get the smoothness and be less buffing and stuff, we may be flow coating this truck. We're not sure yet. We may not. We'll see how smooth it goes on, how much orange peel comes out. And before we put this on, we're going to be hitting this jam on the tailgate and on the truck, the jam piece, and then we'll put this on, and then we'll spray this on there. And that's it. All right, guys. Peace, prosperity. Down with the haters, up with the participators. Good luck to all you guys in life and in your endeavors. And positivity, guys. Keep pushing life. It's very hard in life right now. We're getting through it, though. Okay? All right. And, you know, as they say, God bless America. It's the greatest country on the planet.